Sometimes when I hear or I see how some pastors or so called men of God carry themselves and behave and still be confident to talk to defend themselves, then I wonder what kind of spirit is operating in them. And I wonder if the same spirit that operated in the apostles and Paul, the people who have gone before us, is the same spirit operating in them. Because you cannot freely sin and proclaim to have the Spirit of God inside you. The Bible makes it clear in 1 John chapter 3, verse 8 and 9, that he that committed sin is of the devil. For the devil sinned from the beginning. And he that is born of God cannot commit sin because his seed remain in him. But some pastors who claim to be called of God, having the Spirit of God, using the Spirit of God to operate, can confidently, boldly sin and still proclaim they are children of God. In fact, the Spirit of God cannot live in a sinful body. Neither can the Spirit of God use a sinful man. Look at the Bible. When David sinned and he was confronted by Nathan, look at how sorrowful he was. Look at how sad he was. The God we are serving is a holy God, is a righteous God. And somebody cannot claim to be serving God and yet live a sinful, a dirty, a secret life. Ye live a life that he wishes and say, I wonder what kind of God is using them. Is it really the Spirit of God in them? And sometimes it baffles me to see how people ignorantly, sheepishly, and blindly follow such kind of men of God, and people defend them. Look at what is going on social media about that kind of prophet, that kind of seer with a lady, and he is not even ashamed. Yet the lady did not do well, but the caliber of pastor he carried himself and the kind of congregation, what is he preparing them for? The lady is just a sheep in the among the folk in the sheep among in the church. And if the lady is just a novice, let's say the lady is spiritually blind, but a person who can see afar and who says that he is called of God, if he continue sinning and he continue doing all this kind of evil and still defend himself, then what kind of people is he leading? And why is he even leading? Is he leading them for God? Is he leading them for heaven? Is he preparing them for eternity or for himself? Is it for personal use, like somebody who prepare sheep and slaughter them to eat? What kind of society are we having now? The people call themselves men of God. Men of God should be people of dignity, people of high caliber, people of example, people can look up to, people that people feel shy to talk evil of. People say, Bible says in Timothy, somebody having a good name, who have his family under subjection and who have his own house under control. When the Bible talk about the house, it's talking about the house in a simple like the wife, husband, and children. But the house, like his body, should be under control. If a man of God cannot put your body under control, then what layers the man of God you say you are? And what layers the child of God you say you are? Beloved. And those of us outside there, we must be careful whom you follow, because the kind of pastor you follow determines the kind of person you are. Because what he preaches is what you use in forming your lifestyle. Let us beware so that we are not deceived by people who have called themselves even ordinary or kung fu, even a priest or traditional worship. We will never do this such kind of dirty things. And so many dirty things that so many persons are doing, sleeping around, who have no self-control. Yet they call themselves men of God. They do all kind of evil. But remember, God is not mocked. Whatever a man sows, so shall the person reap. Whatever you are sowing, it may be God excellent, it may be that God is patient, but time of judgment will come. And judgment will start in the house of God. It will start in the house of God. Let us be careful whom we follow, because people have become diabolically evil, adamantly evil, and they care not about anything, yet they hold the Bible. Sometimes, you see, look at what they preach. In the church, they will not even preach the Bible. They will be preaching themselves. They will do some comedies, yet we'll call them men of God. I pray God will have mercy on this generation. I pray. So as who say we are Christians will be wise because the trumpet sounds anytime. Death is dead. Bible says that it is appointed that man wants to die, and after this judgment. Yet people call themselves men of God and they live their life anyhow. They are not example. And young ladies, beware, because whether men of God or church member, we shall all stand before the judgment seat of Christ to be judged. Beware with what you do with your life and how you live your life. God is not more. God is not sleeping. God will begin to slaughter, will begin to judge, will begin to put judgment in the church of God. The people will see that God is not sleeping, He's just patient. Don't take the patience of God for granted. May God have mercy on that devil pastor, the devil prophet, and he repent before it is too late. Because God start to judge and he cannot escape. Have